Everybody's Dr. Johnson again, and I want to tell you Happy New Year. And what comes along with this season for many people is we start rethinking about our lives and the goals that we want and the things that we want to accomplish, whether that be this month, this year, or the next 5 to 10 years. We have things that we want. So how do we do that, right? Because unfortunately, about 80 to 90% of New Year's resolutions fail. So let's not be those statistics. Let's be strategic about how we lay this out. So for one, you can see this very clear, authentic, accurate picture of myself here representing goals. Okay, silliness. But the reality is that oftentimes we don't have a plan. If we don't plan, if you don't plan, plan to fail. If you fail to plan, plan to fail is essentially the thing there. That if you don't have a plan, absence of destination, any road will get you there. You're not going to achieve what you want. The second thing would be you may have a plan that's simply not going to be effective. It's not going to work. And oftentimes people just have the wrong plan. They put in the effort, but they were doing either the wrong things or not enough of the right things. It's kind of like setting your GPS. So let's say you want to go south to Florida because it's warmer, but then you end up driving west. There's no amount of west that you can go to get to Florida, which is south. So you need the right direction. You need the right kind of plan. And so when it comes to the right plan, you want to develop a SMART plan, the SMART acronym, which I'll go over in just a minute. And then we'll talk a little bit about building your big why. And then of course you want to measure your progress. So the SMART acronym is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely, which means giving yourself a deadline. So for example, if you want to lose weight, like most people do at this time of year, you want to be specific. How much? I want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Because if you're not specific, if you don't decide, okay, you lost half an ounce, you're done, right? But if you have a specific goal, something that's actually measurable, whether that be weight, whatever that is, whether that be a strength goal, an activity goal, a finance goal, something that you can measure. And then it needs to be achievable. I'm not going to lift 1,000,000 pounds. Not happening. But so something that's achievable is a particular goal, and then relevant to your overall goals of life, things that you actually want to accomplish. And then of course you need to have a deadline on it, because if you don't have that that finish line, you're not really going to have enough urgency to really get the thing done. So you need a deadline, and deadline adds that pressure, and that pressure will get you moving to actually make changes. Now, the other thing to think about is your reason why. Like, why do you care to actually hit that goal? Because if a person has a big enough why, they can overcome the how of the plan to achieve it. And so you want to think deep within yourself and figure out why you want that, why you want to be healthy, why you want to lose weight, why you want to achieve that particular goal, whatever that is for you. And I can't answer that for you. You need to decide for yourself what matters to you, not what might be the right answer for somebody else, but what truly matters in your heart that's actually going to be a motivator, something that you care about. Whether that be, oftentimes it's someone outside of yourself. Like, I want to be healthy enough to be there for my son. Something like that. For most people, that's a bigger reason why than I want something for me, because I'll do more for my son than I would ever do for myself. And maybe you're the same way. So find your reason, whatever that is. And the reality is that everything that we do is either to gain pleasure or to avoid pain. And unfortunately, most people will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. So the reality is that these are the two main drivers that will move us forward. So either towards something you want or away from some sort of pain. And so oftentimes we want something, but it's not deeply emotionally impactful enough for us to move. So maybe there's something that we can emotionally attach to better that's something that we don't want. I want to be vibrant and healthy, but the reason I want to be vibrant and healthy is because I really don't want to deal with the health consequences that I saw in my family, my uncle, my whoever, and the horrific details of how hard that was on them, their family, and the stress load of all of that. If you can feel the bigness of that thing that you want to avoid, that can be a powerful catalyst to create change. And then, of course, if you simply just really, really want something, that can be enough powerful choice to move forward. But the reality is that most people tend to move because of pain, not so much because of pleasure. Now, start with pain, go for it, but pain is really only good for first gear, because what happens when that pain is gone, or you're removed from that environment, or the pain of taking care of your issues in your health of your spine, for example. Once pain is gone, you can't use pain as a motivator anymore to keep your health. You need a secondary gear, a secondary motivator to help pull you forward. So find those things, think about those things, marinate in those emotions that can be powerful drivers to get you started. But when you get going, one of the big things that people fail to do is actually measure your successes and progress. So small steps, it doesn't have to be a gigantic step, but small incremental steps can be powerful for getting things moving. Because if you can't reach goal 1, how discouraging would that be? You need to hit small goals moving forward, whether that be the first pound, the second pound of weight loss, or lifting more weight, whatever your goal is, or that next dollar mark of a financial thing that you want to achieve. So whatever that is, you need to measure. In specific with weight loss, almost everybody measures the pounds that they weigh. But remember, there are many different things that make up what you weigh. There's bone structure and bone density. More dense bones and healthier bones weigh more than brittle osteoporotic bones. You have muscle, and when you build strength, that muscle has weight. And then when you have fat, that also has weight. But muscle is heavier and more dense and weighs more than fat tissue does. So if you build muscle while burning fat, your weight can stay the same. This is why you need a secondary measure. You need to measure other aspects of your body if weight loss is your goal, whether that be around the midsection, the chest, the arms, the legs. There's lots of different strategies and styles to measure those things. You can also do body fat percentage measuring devices, and there's a variety of those available. Point being, you need more than one measure to make sure that you're accurately seeing the progress that you're getting. Because if you are making progress, but you're blind to that progress, it's very easy to become discouraged and to lose momentum. And so with all of these strategies, going back to, and just a little bit of a review, the no plan or wrong plan, you want the right plan, but you need to be smart about it. You want your big reason why to be very clear and powerfully, emotionally impactful, and you want to be able to measure your progress accurately. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful setup, structure, plan, and powerful ability to execute in the goals that you want for this year. And I hope you have a wonderful, powerfully healthy new year.